Hello, Tubies. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing fantastically fabulous today. It's a day to be fantastically fabulous. I wanted to do kind of like one of those 5 tips on how to be a real witch kind of videos, except without the number and without the bullshit, because we know how I do things. I'm the fucking queen. So, we're going to talk about petitions today, okay? And when we think about doing a petition, what is the first thing you think about? You think about writing down what you want, folding the piece of paper, and now what? What do I do with it? Some people practice different traditions, like hoodoo, for example, where they use brown paper bags. Now, I'm not going to go too far in depth into how to do a petition in hoodoo because it is vastly different than in witchcraft. Because in witchcraft, how we do a petition is how you do a petition. But in hoodoo, you do it on certain papers, like paper bags or foils or whatever, and you usually have a specific way of wording it, and it's very simple and it's very easy, and there's folding techniques, like if you're folding it away from you or towards you or whatever, and some of that is done in witchcraft as well, right? So we might write down on our petition that we're seeking a new job, and we'll fold it towards us X number of times, and maybe we'll put it in a jar or we'll bury it or whatever. But did you know that you can burn them? Have you ever burned a petition? No? You've never burned a petition? Some witches will say that that's sacrilege, or like that's blasphemy, or whatever the case is, right? Like you're not supposed to burn the petition because it's... Oh, I was speaking to one on TikTok, and she was saying how it was offensive to burn a petition, like especially if you're petitioning, say, the Morrigan or Hecate or some other god or goddess. But recently I did a spell where I burned the petition and incorporated the ashes into the incense mix. And it wasn't even an incense mix because there was sulfur and cayenne in there, and you don't want to burn that on a coal. But it was a candle dressing mix. And the thought process that I have behind that, at least when working with spirits, is that if you're trying to get the message to the other side for them to hear, because spirits, they don't understand the tangible anymore. They're not a part of the physical anymore. So when you burn something and there's smoke, you can direct that towards the spirit plane, if you will. I don't even know what we would call it. The spirit world, spirit realm, spirit plane. Can we not say hello? Oh, God, you're wet. Say hello. Hello. Okay, down you go. Squeaky baby. So what was I saying? Spirits, whatever. So when I'm trying to get a message to the other side, like asking the spirits to do something, I will burn the petition and either incorporate it into an incense mix, usually involving patchouli, because you know me and patchouli and dead people. If you don't know me and patchouli and dead people, you got a whole lot of the witchy show to catch up on. But the other thing is that when you burn the petition, it takes, at least in my craft, it takes the intentions that you had put into that piece of paper while writing down what it is that you want. Because when you're writing it down, you're literally thinking about it and manifesting it and putting the first steps in place to manifest it. So then, when you burn it, it's like burning a sigil. It's just like sigil work. You know how you create the sigil, you put the intentions in, and then you focus on the sigil, and then you destroy the sigil because the sigil's activated, or I don't understand why we're destroying the sigil, but you do whatever you want. Some people just hang the sigil up so that you have to look at it and activate it every day, right? Like Lunar Wisdom did something like this, where she had a sigil for something. I can't remember what it was, but it was on her door, and every time all of her family would walk by, they would see the sigil, and they would just, I don't know, I guess they would activate it or something. I can't remember what the sigil was for. But, right, so some people will take the petition and they will bury it, or they'll put it in a jar, or they'll put it under the spell work, or they will incorporate it somehow into the spell work such that it's not destroyed, but you can destroy them and incorporate the ashes into your workings. And I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. And I don't know. Maybe you got something out of it. Maybe you didn't. I don't care. It's the witchy show, okay? I'm gonna go away now. And then I'm gonna come back in less than 30 seconds. And we're gonna talk about tips for working with demons. Okay? Love your faces. Love your faces. You're like, it's not 30 seconds. It's gonna be a week, isn't it? Well, for you people it is, but for me it's 30 seconds. So enjoy.